What a beautiful day like today, Sunday, to give a testimony. This is my first time though, so bear with me. Be nice to me. This takes a lot to do. A lot of people tell me, I have a story to tell, girl. Tell your story. I don't want nobody to know my business, but people out there spreading things that's not true. I can't even catch up with it to go even tell the truth. It's to the point that you just gotta just leave things where things are and just lie where, just let it lay where it lay. I don't even know how to start a testimony. I'm just gonna start somewhere, right? Before I even started crawling, it's like my whole life, like, before I was just like crawling in the apartment buildings in New Jersey. My mom had a 1-bedroom. Granted, she was young with 3 kids. You know, she just moved to the States. She ain't know no English, whatnot. I licked paint. She would paint in the living room. I crawled over there and I licked paint. Lead poison. Rushed me to the hospital. I believe that's where it all started right there. We stayed there for a little while. I seen a lot of things in that apartment that no kid shouldn't see. I watched my mom's life went upside down. Our life went upside down. My life went upside down. I wasn't even walking at that time. But when I did start to walk, things got worse, gradually got worse. The things that a kid shouldn't see, I seen. Physical abuse, mental abuse, the struggle of a mother. You know, me and my sisters and brothers tried to console each other, help each other out, bypass time. My mom constantly getting beat on. Her beating on us, beating on me. My father pretty much walked out on us. But in the midst of, before he even walked out on us, he used to bring chicks into the apartment, 1-bedroom apartment, going inside their matrimonial, room, doing things to girls in there, while my mother in the kitchen just crying. We're in the living room. I'm sneaking over to the bathroom by the room, hearing things in there. I'm like, whoa, going to the living room, seeing my mom in the kitchen crying. He comes out the room, beating her to make them food. she had to make them food while she hearing y'all in the room doing God knows what. And now she got to prepare food for y'all. This happened a lot of times. I think that's when things got real ugly. You know, I believe that's where she got cold. You know, I watched young girls, well, college girl, come in my mom's house, you know, and just turn her life upside down, crumbled her marriage, and then took her husband. He ended up moving into her dorm while she was on campus, and my mom was just left with us three. Ever since then, it's like my mom just went cold. All her anger, her frustration really went out on me. I looked at like him the most, so I got attacked the most. There was times I hide in the apartment just so I wouldn't get beat. They was looking for me all day. She was mad. I ain't want to get out from my hiding spot because I know I was going to get beat. I did anyway. Another time I fell asleep by the window on the first floor. You know, the first floor like the second floor up north, because the basement is the first floor. So the first floor is like the second floor. I fell out that window and hit that floor so hard. Oh my Jesus. That was insane. I have to go around the building, ring the buzzer so she could let me back in. Got beat for that. Man, we ended up moving to another apartment building. Things got real hard for her. She ended up meeting another man, ended up having another child, a fourth child. The things that she was going through in that one, man. It's like I got the bad end of the stick on everything that happened. Everything that happened. There's times like we used to like try to sneak in the kitchen and get food. She used to get so mad when we used to do that, but we used to be hungry. We were so skinny back then. There was this time I was in there, my sister said she was so hungry. I snuck in the kitchen to get some food, get peanut butter and some bread. I snuck in the kitchen to get some food, get peanut butter and some bread to make her a sandwich. I got caught red-handed. She took that peanut butter and she threw at me so hard I caught it. She broke my pinky with that peanut butter jar. And she got scared. She didn't want to take me to the hospital. Ever since then, I had a fractured pinky. Things got real rough for her. So, single mom, 4 kids, Jersey, like, she had to do something. She managed to send me and my sister to Florida to go stay with, you know, my father and the girl that he ran off with. Things didn't end up good with me down there. I was going to school. He beat me so bad, DCF was after him. He sent me back. He sent me back so quick. Next thing you know, 6 to 8 months later, my sister came right behind her. I was like 7 going on 8 then. We ended up moving to Florida after a while. She couldn't make it over there, you know, with all the with the winter, the snow, you know, going to work, catching buses. My sister helping her as much as possible. My sister was like, what, 8, 9? Taking me to school, my brother to school, then my sister go to school, like, and then my mom had to go to work, so my sister had to be like my mom's helper, you know. My sister had to grow up early. We ended up moving to Florida. I don't know where my mom be finding these men from, but she ended up having a boyfriend there in Florida. Sylvester. This man hated my guts. 13 years old. He had my mom try to beat me so bad. He went outside. He got this thick old branch, like he said, here, you hit her with this. She tried to hit me with it. I took it and I twisted. She, slammed on the floor. She talking about Rhonda trying to kill me. No, I'm trying to help myself. Man, that lady put a beating on me so bad. He got mad at what I did. He picked me up and he started strangling me. My feet in the air. He is strangling me. I'm holding on to his arms while my feet dangling. He had my siblings outside the sliding glass door. They was just watching. The neighbors heard what was going on. The neighbor called the police. I don't even know what happened. My sister told me I passed out and she threw me in the van. And we was riding around town until the police went away. The police was trying to come back to, question her and stuff. She ended up telling my father. My father managed to talk to his sister in Canada and send me to Canada. So I was staying in Canada at the age of 13 and everything was in French. I ain't understand nothing. I was there for like 8 months to a year, something like that. Going to school in French school. I didn't know what them people were saying. Catching 2 buses in a train. I hated it there. I felt like a slave. By the time I got back home from school, had to do my chores, do homework that I didn't even know what I was doing. On weekends, I had to clean the house top to bottom. They had 3 levels too. That was sick. Basement, main floor, upstairs. Had to go to the store, run errands, get all the little things that they need to make dinner. Weekdays, go to school, coming home in the snow. Every time my sister called and checked up on me, I used to be crying. I want to go home. I want to go home. I feel like a slave here. I don't even know what they saying. I don't know nothing. My sister felt so bad, she even got a job at a daycare because they ended up moving to Broward from Bradenton. And she said, I'll get you a job. I'll get you to come back home. I was like, you gonna do that for me, sis? Please, please. She got her first check, got me a one-way ticket back to Broward. I never been to Broward, my first time there, because I thought we was gonna go to Bradenton. we ended up being in Broward. My mom sat me down with my sister and said, I'm just letting you know, whatever you need, if you're hungry, you need clothes, whatever you need, I'm no longer taking care of you. Your sister is your guardian. Your sister is your parent. She's going to raise you from here on out. The only reason why you're here in my house is because she begged me to give you a chance. So she's going to take responsibility of you. She's going to take care of you. You know, she'll say all this in Creole and stuff. I was like, dang. Okay. I was in Lauderhill Middle. Every time I got in trouble, I was in the principal office. They used to call my sister out of class. My sister used to sit beside me in the principal office looking at me like, you doing it, just getting mad. Just getting mad. Got yourself in trouble again, huh? I'm just looking at her like, sorry. You know, getting suspended, staying in the house while she go to school. They go to school and I'm in the house. Mom didn't care I got suspended, no nothing. She didn't care about nothing. I was just thugging it. I had to teach myself how to protect myself. I never liked how it felt to get picked on and get bullied on. I'm like, why are they doing this? Why people? So I taught myself how to fight. Used to get picked on, shut them up, you know. Stayed fighting everywhere I went. Down to the point where there was people around me getting picked on. I used to fight for them. I used to always get in trouble. Mom got so tired of people just, wanting to be around us knowing people. She moved the stuff from out of there. I used to tell people, I was like, why my mama hate me so much? People were like, your mama can't hate you. There ain't no way she hates you. I'm like, nah, this lady don't like me. I thought it was because, maybe I look like my father and what he done did to her, left a scar on her. But I didn't think that she'll treat me or do me any type of way because of that, for God's sakes, I came out of you too. Nah, she didn't care. She didn't care at all. I ended up meeting this person. And for a lot of that put a smile on my face. Got me away from a lot of the bad things that was going on. That's all I pretty much did anyway, just to stay away from her. I just stayed outside the house. Every time when she was home, I'll go to like the Boys and Girls Club, the library, stayed up at the corner store, friend's house, just to be away, out the scene. She ain't want to see me in the house, so why be in the house? So she knew I started to be happy. She moved. She moved. She did that again. She moved. Took us to Stewart. I'm like, oh gosh. Lady's so mean. Did I skip? I did. I skipped the part when we was in Jersey. Oh man. Every time when I got in trouble, she used to beat me so bad. Beat me with all type of stuff. From the extension cord to the cable cords to something that's called a martinet, something that's called the egwise. Every time she came back from Haiti, she had these two things. I used to get so mad. She used to have them in her suitcase. Oh my Jesus, I used to hear her and get them and find them, throw them out the, first floor window. Second floor window was at the other apartment. She was like, where's mine? She's like, I know it's in here. I already threw it out the window on the fire escape and everything. You're not hitting me with these things. Oh my God, them things would just hurt so bad. And then when she ain't had the strength to beat me, she'll always send me, I had to walk over to my uncle's house. I used to get beat over there, walk over there. After I got done getting a whooping over there, I had to go back home. Then she'll tell me to walk over to this other, relative house. This short man, his beatings used to hurt so bad. Then I had to walk back home. Then she'd get off the phone with another family member, a lady named Wozette. I had to go to her house, go get beat by her. I used to catch about three butt whoopings a day. And scratch that, let's go back to Stewart. Man, when I was in Stewart, we was new people. And so, new again, everywhere we went was the new girls. My brother, he knew boy everywhere we went. New people everywhere. So, we lived across the pool from this family. She was always there. She always had her family come over from out of town. When she introduced herself to me, I was so happy. I was like, all right, I could just go hang out with them. They used to always be playing spades, listening to music, dancing. I was like, okay, I could be out the house. This is my vibe, This lady started telling stories on me. She introducing me to people. Next thing you know, she started saying this about me. I'm taking this person people, that person people. You the one introducing me to them. I'm new. I don't know who's who, You think, but after I found out 3 to 2 months later that, these people had people, it's for me to stop. I didn't care. I watched that girl in the dorm took my mom's husband. It was that easy. I didn't care. That was wrong. Everywhere I went, when I seen what, how things were, which this lady was doing and stuff like that, so I just started, hanging out with other people around the city, around town, in the area. Then as we started to go to school and stuff like that, it's like we started getting picked on because, things that my mom couldn't do for us, give us when we started going to school and stuff like that. And I'm like, nah, either me get picked on, us get picked on, or I'm going to be, putting my hands on people again. So there was this clothing store that was, close to the house called Upton's. Man, I used to get off so much over there. I used to, I was looking nice. Had my sisters looking nice. Even my brother. He used to come home, and, in his little, his rut. I'm like, what's wrong? You all right? Nah, man, they picking on me. Da-da-da-da. What they saying? What's going on? Let's go. Let's go. He like, nah. He already know what I mean by let's go. He said, nah. I'm like, what you mean? What do you want to do? I'm like, all right, I got you. I know what I'm going to do. I went to Upton's. I started taking care of him. Got him looking right. They even gave him a nickname. You don't got that nickname no more, huh, bro? Yo, I cleared up things out so bad. They used to say, I shut that place down. Yeah, to the point I had my mama looking nice. She used to go to church on her Sunday's best. I used to, take care of her. Despise how she treated me. Everybody knew me and my mama ain't had no good relationship. Everybody knew that she favored the others more than she favored me. She ain't favored me at all, but yeah, everybody knew that. It was just something that you just seen. When you see all of us, you just knew that I was the one that just stayed to the side. But in the midst of everything that was going on, I always managed to have a smile on my face. Throughout everything that was going on, you would never knew that I was going through what I was going through, just in the house being with her. And I just always had a smile on my face through the midst of it all, I always found something to do. I always had somebody to, occupy my time with, even going to the park, another Boys and Girls Club. Then she ended up moving us out of, Stewart, Golden Gate, and then she moved us to the west side of St. Lucie, Gatlin and Ross. And I'm like, oh, that was even worse. You left Fort Lauderdale to go to Stewart. Now you Gatlin Ross. It was a dirt road. It was a dirt road. Oh, you really put us out in the boonies. Like, oh, she knew what she was doing. Like, she wanted to calm things down, and she did. The thing about it is, too, is like, people always tend to always want to be around me. They migrate to me. I always had people smiling and enjoying themselves. It was like, at the same time, too, like, they was helping me out for what I was going through, but at the same time, I was helping them out. So people used to, like, they used to get cars, like, from their, people's cars. Even they had cars, they used to, I'm talking about, it would be like 4, 5, 6 cars deep, just be waiting outside my mama's house, waiting for all of us to just, peel out. We'll just go on I-95 and just go out down south. Everybody riding back to back. They used to call us up on the weekend. Hey, what y'all doing this weekend? What's going on? What's the play? I'm like, oh, we going over here, lined up again outside next weekend. It's like people knew to just call. And they knew, like, we always had something in motion. I never stayed in the house. I couldn't be in the house with this lady. I couldn't. To the point where I was, again, she called police, I was already going to, like, girls, girls' schools and stuff, and programs, level 2 programs, so it's like, I just didn't even want to be around her, because I didn't know what was going to happen. So I had to be out the house. And they might say that, like, there's times when she go to work and she get into a conversation with people at work, especially this lady named Doreen. I'm like, even though me and her ain't see eye to eye, but don't nobody cross my mama too, She told me about this lady, like, hey, take me over here real quick. I'm like, where you going? I'm finna go to this job real quick. Oh, that lady ain't know she was gonna come see. She ain't gonna see me. Oh, I called that lady out. That lady got so scared, that Jamaican lady, she got so scared. She left my mama alone. She left my mama alone, I know that much. My mama ain't never come home, complain, cry about that lady ever again. Ever again. It was like I was the protector, the provider. My sister was working early, just to have funds on things that we needed. Things that I couldn't get, And my mom was just working to pay the bills. So then I ended up meeting this other girl. Well, I tell you, people be having these secret little motives with me. Like, that's why I was like, I'm always around people that don't like me, but they don't tell me they don't like me. Talking behind my back. I don't even know they talk about behind my back until afterwards. This girl, like, she was like, oh, I'm finna hook up with somebody. That's what I heard. But she didn't bring it to me like that. She just said, hey, I got this friend that I want you to meet. Trust me, you gonna like him. Da, 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 da. I ain't know nobody, so I was like, who? Oh, he stay in Palm Beach, but you'll see him. You'll see him when he come out here. I'm gonna let you see him. So she brought him around to where we stayed at off of Ross and Gatman. A dude from Palm Beach. He ended up being fond of me. I ended up being fond of him. It was like I was his Bonnie and he was my Clyde. Like, he was bad, I was bad. You know, he'll jump in a car and he'll speed off. I jump in a car, I speed off. He fight, I fight. You know, it's to the point that he ended up moving up Port St. Lucie. Just took over my whole scenery, you know. But the thing about it is, like, I ain't know his background. I ain't know where he came from. I ain't know nothing or nothing, you know. But I did end up finding out afterwards. And it's like, my mom just, like, pushed it. She pushed. I'm like, nah. Like, I'm starting to see bad traits in him. I'm starting to see bad things about him. Especially, you know, I'm working this one job, you know, after I graduated and stuff. I'm doing doubles and stuff. I ended up getting me an Infiniti. He taking my car and dropping me off. Every time I got paid, he took my checks. There's times when I'm working a double, I'm getting off of work, he ain't even there to come get me. I had to get off the clock for like an hour, get back on the clock, do another, you know, another shift, so that's a triple. And I had to get a ride from somebody else the next day because they couldn't have me work a fourth shift. So he was out there taking my money, taking my car, cheating on me with these other females. I'm like, bro, you gotta go. He ended up moving in my mom's house, they didn't even want to leave. I'm like, Mom, you gotta make this man leave. You gotta. She like, nah, he ain't going nowhere. What? He taking my money, he taking my car, he doing this, that, and the third. Like, what you mean? He gotta go. No. Y'all getting married. What? That was crazy. Like, she really, really planned a wedding. She really, really forced me at 19 to get married. Really. Went to Jersey. I was crying, bawling. I ain't had nowhere to go. I lived with her. I ain't had no, you know, I couldn't, this lady was such a controller. She controlled my whole life, everything. I'm talking about even when we was, you know, down to getting, you know, everything getting all ready and stuff like that. People, you know, the kids and stuff, and the groomsmen, the bridesmaids, they all looking at me like, oh my God, that's the girl who getting married. They were calling me Bridezilla. I'm like, I'm gonna say no. I'm not getting married. I'm not getting married. They're like, she's the one getting married. I'm not getting married. No, I don't know what she's doing. Da 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 da. That lady, she knew exactly what to say to get me to say yes. So I ended up saying yes and got married. 20, ended up having a child by him. Dude still cheating. He ended up catching a case with this 17-year-old girl in Port St. Lucie. She ended up calling rape. But even though it was a lie, she just didn't want to get in trouble with her aunt. He ended up getting locked up in Rock Road. I found like that was the best way for me to leave him. So I ain't call him, I ain't see him, I ain't go visit him, I ain't put money on his books. Prior to that, every time when he took my vehicle, one time I was just trying to break up with him while we were driving back on the highway from Fort Pierce back to Port St. Lucie. Dude almost took me over the bridge with him. Tell me something, oh, you breaking up with me or we both out? What? I always had this thing inside me that'll tell me, you know, as far as if a person's lying or not. I always had that inside me. And and it heightened that day. Like, it heightened, like, he for real, he gonna stand on it. And the way he was driving, I had no choice. I was like, no, we're gonna work it out. We're gonna work it out, it's okay. Just don't do that no more. You know you hurt me, right? Don't do that no more. And oh, we're gonna work it out? Yeah, we're gonna work it out. Let's just get home, we'll talk about it. I told my mama that day. She was like, she really just didn't. Don't be doing that to her. It really didn't. He ended up catching his case. I'm like, that's the best way for me to just exit the whole scene. But the thing about it too is like, I done seen what happened to my mama relationship as far as her being married. I was like, I didn't even want to tarnish like you being married, you know, before God. Like God only see just like one marriage. Like how you gonna mess up my life like that? And I told you I didn't want to get married. I pushed him away. By the time the girl, you know, told her aunt that it was a lie, that it wasn't right, she ended up dropping the charges. He ended up getting out of jail like 9 months later, 10 months later. He got so mad at how I did him because he was so embarrassed because he's the dude, you know, the dude in, you know, where he from. You know, so he ended up going right back to West Palm, Lake Worth. No problem, cool, do that. He ended up meeting another young girl over there by the high school over there. They ended up being together, ended up having a boy. I think about like a year and a half into their relationship, she knew that he was married. She still, you know, he was the dude down there, so hey, he's the dude. So she still was with him. I ain't know the girl or nothing like that, but till the days, like, I be thinking, if I only had her number, if I only could have called her to just tell her, he's this type of guy, he's that type of guy. You can't break up with him. You gotta let him walk away from you. You have to let him walk away because he always stood on what he gonna do. He don't back down for nobody. You know how many fights with police officers he got into? That man went to jail over 27 times, 26, 27 times. Fighting a Leo. She got so tired of him cheating on her. She went over to where he was at his homeboy's house, and she broke up with him. He was like, you leaving me? She said, yeah, I'm leaving you. We done. This is what his homeboy told me how it happened while they was in West Palm. So I'm hearing this through his good friend. He said she turned around and she was just walking and she didn't even turn around. He yelled at her. She kept walking. He yelled at her to stop. She kept walking. He pulled out his gun, shot one fire in the air. She kept walking. Next thing you know, he put the gun at her and shot at her. She ended up falling beside this truck. There was a Hispanic man, just got off of work. He backed in. They said he was scratching his lottery tickets or something. Dude seen the girl fall on the side of his truck. He seen my ex-husband. He was like, hey, yo, man, Poppy, what's going on? Why you do that? Why? He turned around. He looked at the man. He ain't say nothing to this man. Shot 2 fires off on him. Man just got off work. Died right in his truck. He shot her again, right down the floor on the side of the truck. Next thing you know, his homeboy said they heard police sirens. All of them started running. Dude was on the run for at least about a good 2 weeks. He was on newspaper. Detectives was calling me. You all right? You sure he not around you? You sure that he ain't trying to look for you out, you know? I started getting worried. Like, oh my God, he always said he was gonna kill me, oh my God. You know? And then I ended up hearing about, you know, his first girlfriend, I guess, the one that he was with for like 8 years. The one that, I think that he left to move to Port St. Lucie with me. That's when I started hearing about her around that time. So I didn't even know that he had anything prior to that, because I'm like, he came from a whole different town. I didn't even know his backstory. So she was basically telling, you know, she was in the news saying she was a victim of domestic violence against him. He gave her such and such scars. I ain't know about all this. I ain't know about all this. That could have been me. Across that bridge, that could have been me. But he ended up taking the next girl's life. They ended up finding him in Broward. He was trying to run. His cousin, they had a reward for his arrest. His cousin wanted the reward. So he ended up turning him in where he dropped him off at in Broward. He didn't end up even getting the reward. So detectives had called me, let me know, hey, you in a safe location, where you at? I said, I'm at my mom's house in Port St. Lucie. He told me that they in Broward, you know, they about to, you know, make way to the apartment. That's when they said they're gonna call me back, give me more information about it. But as they called me back, give me the information about that, they said by the time they even knocked the door down, he already had shot himself in the head. I don't even know if I can say all that. I was 23 then. Hear all this happening from all that. I had to find a way, because I was still married to him. So the body had to go to me. I'm 23 years old, figuring out a way on how to bury this man. His dad sent me $300, told me to just burn him. I'm like, that's what you want me to do with your son? You wouldn't want to give him a proper burial? He said, nah. Even that's too much. Here, take this. I was trying to, anyways, fast forward to all that. That's another day. Another testimony. I couldn't catch a break. Couldn't catch a break. I ended up leaving West Palm, going to Broward. Couldn't catch a break. I ended up leaving West Palm, going to Broward. At 26, I found out that I had breast cancer. At 27, had to do chemo, radiation. 27 going 28. Just I didn't even know I was gonna make it. At everything I was going through, I was like, if God put me, get me through this, I was like, I guess it was meant for me to get through it. I've been through so much. Still had a smile on my face. After all that, like early 30s, they told me that I had early arthritis. I don't know why I was getting all these sicknesses, early arthritis. Then the lady had told me I was going to end up having early Alzheimer's, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, middle of my 30s, back surgery, everything just going downhill with my health. I'm like, what is going on? Is life like this? Every time, people always come to me wanting to talk and stuff to uplift them, because I'm the person that everybody comes to talk to, because I've been through so much. I could just, I know how to talk to people, get them back on the, right track, encourage them and just, then they, they good, they leave, they come back, every time I don't have nobody to talk to about what I'm going through. But what people tell me is, somebody always got it worse, so just look at it like that. But to the other person in the other house or the other country, somebody be told the same thing, I'm that other person then. I'm that other person because somebody's going through it worse. So what I'm going through. Everybody want to come to me and talk to me about what they're going through. I could help them out, navigate what they're going through, uplift them. But as soon as I get to talking about what I'm going through, can you help me with this? Can you give me advice on? Nothing, closed door. Nothing, closed door. People choose to talk to me about certain things and other like, I'm the fun girl. Let's talk about being fun. Let's talk about fun things. Or when they down and out, oh, let me go talk. She gonna always know what to say. I had to always bottle mines in what I'm going through in. I never could let mines out. Never. As I started to approach, 38, 39, I'm like, I'm gonna start choosing me. I have to. I have to. All this gotta come out. All this pain gotta come out. get a therapist, try a therapist. I tried that. They gave me homework. They gave me exercises. It got me even more mad. Who am I going to have these exercises with? Who am I going to finish doing my homework with? It's still bottled in. That don't work. Scratch that. That's why, like, people don't do stuff like that. I'm choosing me. I started choosing me. I started putting me first. That's what got me here. I chose me so hard. It led me to God. It led me to God. Got baptized. Still didn't want to tell nobody that was something between me and him. Got baptized. I'm choosing me and him. He started putting smiles on my face. I started being happy. All my pain started to go away. Then I started having these dreams, or little things, or me at Publix talking to, cashier register, and a stranger on the side hearing my conversation, telling me this, that. And I was like, hold on. That was a prayer that I had like a month ago, 2 months ago. You just answered my question. But I kept it to myself. I'm like, wow. So God been leading me to fast. So I've been fasting. As I've been fasting, He's been revealing so much things to me in my dream. This gonna happen, that's gonna happen. Tell people about this, tell people about that. Who, me? You want me to tell people about what? Me? Tell them about this hurricane that I'm about to do. Tell them. Nah, not me. If I could tell you I couldn't sleep, this man ain't let me sleep because I ain't tell nobody. Stubborn, I'm very, very stubborn. I ended up telling. It was like 7 days prior to the hurricane. Hurricane even come yet. Tornadoes everywhere. I told them to take cover. Tornadoes everywhere. Over 100 tornadoes. The news people couldn't even keep count. All through my city. St. Lucie County, Martin County, West Palm, a few in Fort Lauderdale. Hurricanes everywhere. I'm like, whoa. Whoa. I kept fasting. He told me to fast, I kept fasting. Next thing you know, he showed me who the president was going to be. I'm like, you stop. You stop. Man, this thing, I can't believe what was happening to me. I couldn't believe it just by fasting. Like, really? People said that you start having these dreams and you start to, when you start to fast and stuff. But I never, even like I said, it's my first testimony. So this is all this stuff new to me and stuff, And then as he started to show me stuff and reveal stuff, then he started to show me or tell me the reasoning behind my sicknesses, all my sicknesses. That's what hurt me the most. They always say, you don't believe in it, ain't nothing gonna happen to you. Foolishness. I went around all my life thinking, you don't believe in it, ain't nothing gonna happen to you. Foolishness. I lived with the person that was harming me my whole life. Sickness after sickness after sickness. I still can't believe this to this day. Even right now. This is really hard for me to believe. He tell me to pray on it and fast. Pray on it and fast. He said he's going to start blocking it now.
Hi, you are currently being recorded.
How may I help you? I can't hear you.
Hi, are you aware of me coming by today?
No. Who are you?
Oh, I'm Joy.
Okay, and who are you looking for?
Oh, all right. I'm sorry. I probably got the wrong house.
Yeah.
Rhonda Paulynice and Ra'Myl Pierre case. He was only 6 years old. Ra'Myl Pierre never got the chance to grow up. On May 30th, 2025, his lifeless body was found in his home while they were doing a wellness check because of school called they haven't seen the child since the beginning of the month. He was wrapped in blankets, like he was being tucked in. The woman arrested for his murder was his own mother, Rhonda Paulynice. A 41-year-old woman who, on the outside, seemed like she was just another single mom trying to survive. But on the inside, she was drowning. Her mental health was not where it needed to be. And for weeks, maybe months, she had been asking for help, without ever saying the words. On May 9th, just 2 weeks before the tragedy, Rhonda showed up at a stranger's home at 2 a.m. She rang their doorbell. She looked confused, detached, completely out of it. She didn't know the person inside. She didn't know where she was. She didn't ask for anything. But that was her cry for help. And no one answered. What if someone had listened? What if someone had seen the signs? Mental illness doesn't always come with warnings that make sense. Sometimes, it's a quiet knock, a blank stare, or a mother walking through the night, lost. This isn't just about a crime. This is about what happens when people fall through the cracks. When mothers are overwhelmed. When support is missing. When silence is mistaken for strength. Ra'Myl deserved more. Rhonda needed help. This is a tragedy. But it's also a lesson. Check on your strong friends. Check on the quiet ones. Check on the ones who smile and say, I'm okay. Because sometimes they're not.